This week's Parashah speaks about war, and it tells us there are times when Israel goes to war. It's an unfortunate situation, but in the world we live in today, at times it is necessary. But Israel do believe that there will be a messianic period when wars will cease to exist. So how do we reach the messianic time and period? Well, there'll no longer be any war, and we'll live in a war-free world. Well, the Torah alludes to this when it mentions war. Because when the Torah mentions war, it's not only talking about a physical war, it's also talking about a deeper war, the war that lies within you and every single one of us and is with us every single day. It's that war between our good inclination versus our evil inclination. The war between those things that we want to do against those things that we know we should do. And this war is a much deeper, much harder and much more painful war because it's a war with yourself. You see, the physical war, one nation against another, each nation is trying to change the other. But trying to change yourself is much more challenging and much deeper of a war than the physical one. And here the Torah tells us that if every human being would focus on their internal war and change ourselves, then we would never need to come to war of nation against nation. So we're approaching a new year. And we want this coming year to be a good war-free year. If you really want this year to be a war-free year, fight the war within yourself. Because every one of us that participates in the internal war will help rid all mankind of the physical war of nation against nation. Ephesians 6:12 says, "For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against rulers, against authorities, against powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms." You see, these dark forces are given rein to minister to our evil inclination. And if we can rise to the challenge of putting down these enticements at every turn when they arise, we'll do well. 1 Corinthians 9:25 says, "Everyone who competes in the games goes into strict training. But they do it to get a crown that will not last. But we do it to get a crown that will last forever." You see, we say we want Mashiach, and we want Israel to be appraised throughout the earth. But how many of us know that for this really to be achieved, we must be mindful of our conduct and press ever onward towards our goals? Internally, Philippians 3:14 says, "I press toward the goal to win the prize for which Elohim has called me heavenward in Yeshua HaMashiach." And we press on to the goal by putting off our old ways and embracing the new life we have promised to us in Mashiach. Colossians 3:9 and 10 says, "Do not lie to each other, since you have taken off your old man with his deeds and put on the new man, which is being renewed in knowledge in the image of its creator." And Philippians 4:8 says, "Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things."